Nwa should not be using the office of his office as chairman of the NYCN to play partisan politics. Let's get your thoughts. Let's start from there.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to Nigerians and also to Rivers people who have not been really abreast of the fact. And it's quite unfortunate that some Rivers people, especially Ambassador Chijoke, who will use the very revered office of the National Youth Council of Nigeria as chairman, self-proclaimed chairman, to mix politics and his office. I think mixing the responsibility of the Youth Council chairman with active involvement in partisan politics raises concern about impartiality in his leadership. Of course, we all know that as a National Youth Council chairman, Rivers State branch or chapter, as it should be our own maybe address, does not protect anyone who occupies such sensitive position to dive into partisanship.
Is that what the law? Sorry, I'm pausing you.
It throws.
Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because that throws the use of Rivers State into panic, because he ought to obtain or hold on to neutrality, where he will be a neutral person where every other person can run to for any form of complaint. But delving into partisan politics rather will now give these people or outside the Rivers the doubt if he is truly for the youth, because the responsibility of occupying such office is to dedicate and advocate for economic empowerment, employment opportunities, and the overall integration of the Rivers into the economic framework of the state.
Okay.
But this has been neglected rather. We are not about it. I think, of course, Ambassador Chijoke is one man that ought to assuming he has composed himself in a manner that will be embraced by all. It should be a rallying point where all Rivers youth should rally around and launch any formal complaint against them. But in this case, you see where
now let me pause you. Let me pause you.
Hold on, please.
No. Wait. We're not here. Clifford Solomon.
Youth are scattered in all of the 19 registered.
See what we do here
we
on.
have no grief about the
My
party.
goodness.
The body should throw away, or he should know where the office of the all.
Now, Clifford Solomon, can you listen to me? It's a conversation.
National Council of Nigeria, Rivers State chapter, to operate partisan politics.
Would you listen to me now? Because it's you, or do you want to just be talking all by yourself? It's a conversation. So now, you have said that the focus of NYCN is to integrate the youths into, achieving some economic and societal goals, and some of the things you explained. However, I asked you a question.
Representing the interest of Rivers youth.
Okay, I asked you a question earlier. Is participation in partisan politics, has it affected his ability, to perform his duty as chairman of NYCN? Because, the people who are arguing for him say he's entitled to, his political affiliation as enshrined in the Constitution.
I think those people he hired to make a business statement. We don't attack personalities, but we base our discourse on facts and issues. So it is baseless. I condemn his totality from a few elements that gathered to.
But yet again, that's not the focus. That's not our focus.
Responsible and responsive persons in the society. I think the attitudes of the Ambassador Chijoke in the state is becoming very alarming, where he will insult the elite and opinion leaders who have very superior arguments.
Clifford, you've missed the question. You've missed the question I've asked you. Now, I am not very much particular about the characters you've mentioned. We're looking at an issue where the NYCN as a youth body is engaged in politics, right? And then we're looking at the core of the matter. It's not about the personality. So can we leave whatever issues we have with these personalities and focus on the issues? Now, the question I've asked again is, when you talk about partisan politics, and when you talk about his duty as the chairman of the NYCN in Rivers State, has he failed to deliver his duty, or has he failed in his capacity as chairman of the NYCN in Rivers State? That's the question I'm trying to ask you on the show.
Let me address the question you just posed.
Thank you very much.
Now, okay, if one is a card-carrying member, for instance, if you're a member of a particular political party, I don't want to mention any political party, won't you be biased in administering the office you occupy? Because as a woman, you will be so attached and become very partisan, whereas jettisoning the all other fabrics of the National Youth Council of Nigeria River State Chapter. There are a lot of issues with River youth especially are facing, especially not unemployment. Unemployment is a major concern. So the youth of River State are engaged in crime and criminality. The women, the girls are going into hookups, all manner of prostitution, and the guys, the boys are going into internet fraudster, also known as Yahoo Yahoo. And it's something that the River State Youth Council should be particular about in addressing, rather than using the office to play partisan policies to swell his pocket. I think that people are not so pleased with his activities. And the constitution of the National Youth Council of Nigeria pretends that any person occupying such sensitive position should represent in character and in honor for the interest of Rivers Youth, and not to dive into partisan politics and be and also to, very importantly, maintain neutrality, where he will be father of all youth in the state and not what he did. For instance, if the person has an issue and wants to share he will provide the person and tag him, and if he sees them, I will not attend to the person, or social democratic person, or Labour Party person, or any other political party. If he has issue as a youth and wants the intervention of the youth council in River State, you will be tagged, and you will not be, your issue, your matter will not be addressed unless you are a member of the political party. He has been rigging the election, so he has claimed, and it's troublesome. It's really worrisome that the National Youth Council of Nigeria, the chairman in the state, will so involved in rigging election, and knowing that it's a crime against the Electoral Act and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is the grand norm, is abnormal, and is insensitive for him to take that step. And under normal circumstances, he should retrace himself and render reserve apology to Nigeria, to Rivers State Youth, and also in Senate to resign from that position. And we are playing on him to do that immediately, resign from that position and go into his partisan policy. We have no issue with him resigning and going into partisan politics. It is lies.
Okay. We have a break now. We have a break. Clifford Solomon. It's a conversation, like I've said. So when you talk, allow me to talk as well. So we have a break. We'll go for a break. When we come back, you've made some very heavy allegations, and I'll take you up on that one. So do stay tuned.
No matter what I do, you love me unconditionally.
Introducing the Domino's More menu, which has 4 pizza flavors and 4 sides.
You love pizza, you love pizza, pepperoni pizza, barbecue sausage with mayo pizza, fire breather, made for me, made for you, so let's enjoy. Domino's Pizza, more flavors, more value, more Domino's, more pizza, more flavors, more value, more Domino's, more pizza.
Products available in all Domino's Pizza stores, online and on 090-8888-9999.
We are back. This is your number one talk station. Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to Hard Facts.
All right, welcome back to Hard Facts, 92.3 Nigeria Info. 28 minutes can pass the hour of 4. I am Kalada Kurubatsbo, and on the phone with me on the show is Clifford Solomon, and together we are looking at the National Youth Council of Nigeria and its political activities in Rivers State. Some are saying it should not be used to play politics. Others are saying there is nothing wrong with using the youths to play politics, because, like I would always argue, politics begets policies that affect the pockets of you and I. And both sides of the divide, they have valid arguments, because the NYCN is a body that has youths from different political divides, right? And so you would want to think that the leadership should be neutral, so to say, to be able to carry all of the youths along. But then there's also the argument that we all should be involved in politics, right? Because the Constitution gives us the freedom of association. Clifford Solomon is arguing that it should be neutral, the leadership that is, and it should not be used to play politics. And he has made reference to the viral video at some point, this month, where Chidoke Unwo was saying that they made a particular person, go into a political office. Particular persons, as a matter of fact. I think there were about 2 people that they rigged the election, basically. So welcome back, Clifford Solomon. Welcome. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
So before we went for that break, even before I ask you my question, I hope this time that you can allow it to be a conversation. I know you're very passionate about this. I know you want to make some heavy points, but let's make it a conversation so I can ask questions and you can answer me as well. That being said, you said that Chidoke Unwo, as chairman, Rivers State chapter, has not been able to do his duties very well because he has been caught up in political events, and you would rather he resigns and go play politics. Can you give us instances where Chidoke Unwo used the NYCN to play politics in recent times? Can you give us examples, please?
Well, it's very obvious in recent times that he himself, Ambassador Chidoke Unwo, has claimed that he is the leader of a particular ward of PDP in Obiako local government area, and that he made the minority leader of the Federal House of Representatives, Kingsley Ogundu Shinda, and the former governor of Rivers State could not win the election, and that he rigged the election that the Nigerian youth and every Nigerian person took out to vote for candidates of their choice, but it thwarted their efforts in freely elected representatives. Chidoke Unwo confessed that. I don't know what came over him, and that as God may have it, he came up with the truth that he has the rigging election, and he rigged the 2023 election.
Clifford, can I?
PDP candidates.
Clifford.
And also, yes, sir.
Now, he said this. I mean, he said what he said, but he did not use. Did he use the office of the NYCN to perpetrate what you've accused him of, or did he do that in his own personal capacity?
Hello, Calabra, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
To address Ambassador what platform is he using to operate? What brought him to prominence?
So are you saying that he cannot separate his office from his person? Is that what you're saying? Because I'm asking, as a broadcaster. Wait, hold on, Clifford. As a broadcaster, I am supposed to be neutral in terms of how I broadcast conversations. But that does not mean that I will not have my personal biases when I'm outside the studio. So are you saying I cannot separate my person from my broadcast? Is that what you're saying?
And when it gets to an essence, you have to resign and face what is embraced.
Okay.
Satisfy your person or what you pay for, not using the platform of where you're working. For instance, if I'm occupying a position and my position requires all manner of neutrality and transparency, and I delve into partisanship, as it is justly seen in the case of Ambassador Chijioke, then I have to horribly, respectfully, respect the organization I represent as the leader, and resign and go into the what I derive joy in, which is politics. So in this case, the constitution of the National Youth Council of Nigeria does not in any way. I think they are bereft of the constitution, and they have not thoroughly read and absorbed and understood what the constitution of the National Youth Council of Nigeria says about an official who has tilted towards political line or divide. So in this case, we are enlightening Ambassador Chijioke that he is bearing off his responsibilities and degrading the office he occupies. And as such, he has to resign. And in the coming days, we will launch that and force him to resign.
Clifford, do you belong to a political party? Do you have any political interest?
Of course, I don't.
You don't?
I don't. If I belong to any political party, I will make it public and make it known to these people and
So in River State,
my opinions and views will be held as such.
In River State, where politics is rife, where almost all of our youths involved in politics, are you saying that there are many people in the NYCN who are not partisan when it comes to politics? Let's be real now. Let's be truthful. Let's be honest.
Well, of the truth, many River people, of course, the elites, the bourgeoisie have made the only business in Nigeria as the state politics. So that is why they grossly impoverish River people so that they could wink River youth to their dirty politics. But not all, that is not to say that every River youth belongs to a political party or is being partisan. There are some persons, if you go to the street and sample your opinion, they will tell you that they dislike politics. They don't belong to any political party, and they will never play politics. So how will you now be neutral or impartial to those who are not of your political divide? The answer is obviously no. You must definitely satisfy your paymaster in playing the politics that he wants. I am not saying that for me. I have my structure. In this whole saga, I have issued a statement. I have issued several statements in regards to the political crisis rocking the state. And you will know that we are advanced democracy in this state, and we have got anything conservatism. We don't want anybody to put the River State government or River State in his pocket.
Now, let me.
Will be done in the state. And
let me pause you now. Let me pause you, please. I'm sorry. Before you make all the calls you want to do. Now, Chijioke has been seen in recent times to be political because he has decided to support the governor in the whole political drama happening in River State. You mentioned that the NYCN River State chapter should be focused on reducing unemployment. Don't you think that if he, for instance, is able to fight for, let's say, the rule of law, if he's able to stand by the side of government, will government not in turn give the young people jobs? Will government not in turn provide employment for the youths, like you've said? Or how do you think he could have handled the situation? How else do you think he should have?
Let me take you to the last administration.
Okay.
The last administration, Ambassador Chidebe, who closely worked with Chief Barrister Wike. Don't know what happened. They went their separate ways. Now they have started to our own research and responsible and responsive governor, Milaye Fubara, whom we all pray that he succeeds in his administration, and we don't want any person to put him in his pocket to toss him all around and perpetuate or situate himself or herself as godfather in the state. We don't want that. We want a system that works for every, be it old and young, especially.
But when he worked with go ahead.
Without this, we cannot have true democracy, and we preach the same democracy. Our democracy is no longer nothing. So we should deepen democracy in our time and make democracy work where every person will absolutely benefit the dividends of democracy, not some collective few collecting the common patrimony of River State.
Now, let me come in. Let me come in now. Before you advise, you will have your last word. So leave all of the advice. We're having a conversation now. Now, you said he works with the former governor. At that time, was it not political? At that time, why did you not scream out? Why did the people screaming out now not scream out that time? Was it not politics? Was it not under the control of Nyesom Wike at the time?
We talked. If you know me and have been following my activities, I'm a non-voice and a very vocal voice in River State and the activities of River State, even at the national level. And I don't take to whom it may concern. I don't know for the apology, but for the fact that I am acting on the interest of Nigerians, I have no problem whether you like my position or not. It's your opinion. But when he was working with Nyesom Wike, they sent out unemployment. What is the situation right now? Ambassador Chidebe allegedly took money from people to give them employment in River.
I like what you said. Allegedly. I like what you said. Allegedly, because it was the government who canceled.
I'm educated and I know what I am saying.
Okay.
So there is the employment, and I expect that Rivers you should mobilize against him and ask him, where is the employment? He has been telling Rivers people that the employment will come. He has been calling us from one statement or one political statement or the other, pacifying Rivers, whereas he was involved in the employment saga, which none has come to existence. And we ask that Ambassador Shijoke from today resign as the National Youth Council Chairman River State chapter. Of course, it's not recognized by the national. There is a recognized youth chairman in the state, known as Ambassador Samuel Bani, Parry, who is the chairman, and he has never any day delved into any partisanship or play politics with that office.
So you're saying.
See how responsible people can be. He has never read the letter. He has not collected funds from people.
Sorry. Oh my. This is becoming hectic. Now listen to me. So are you saying there is a faction in the NYCN? And if yes, then why are you asking Chijioke Iwunwo to resign his chairmanship if there is a faction? You just said that the NYCN National does not recognize Iwunwo as chairman. I'm confused right now.
Yes, even the National has made a statement in that direction. And of course, you know that Ambassador Chijoke Ihuo is just parading in River State. He can never.
Then if it's just parading, why are you so bothered about it? If he's just parading, okay, go ahead.
This is not fashion, but this is the fact I am stating that Ambassador Chijoke Ihuo is not a shaman. River State National Council of National Youth Council of Nigeria, River State chapter. And I'm asking
you, if he's parading himself, why are you so bothered about his activities? If you say he's not the authentic chairman, then why the bother? Why many? Because the River State government, I remember, recognized NYCN in River State under the leadership of Chijoke Ihuo.
I think that is done in error. The River State government is not really privy to the truth and the facts on ground. And I seize this opportunity to call on the River State government to retrace themselves and cease from having any deal with Ambassador Chijoke Ihuo as National Youth Council chairman in River State.
All right, then. All right, so you just pause for a bit. Let's take some contributions from our listeners, most especially the youths in River State. The National Youth Council of Nigeria is representing the youths of Nigeria, and the River State chapter is for the youths in River State. I mean, what do you make of these? I'm looking for the right word now to describe it, but this situation, I think, I don't want to use drama anymore, but what do you make of this situation where, certain allegations have been made, and some people are saying you cannot be partisan and run the NYCN River State chapter? And I understand, because once again, as a broadcaster, I can't come here and be for Labour Party and be talking politics, for instance now, and be talking politics. What will happen to people who are members of APC and PDP? Would they love to listen to me? Or imagine if I was, of the PDP, will the members of all the other political parties love to listen to me? So I'm supposed to take on the cloak of neutrality, even though maybe when I go to my bedroom, my wife and I can decide to argue and choose whatever political bias that we deserve, right, or we desire. So that's the argument. However, he's also entitled, and there is the argument as to whether he can separate his person from the office, even though he is the chairman, or now there is the argument that he is not the authentic chairman. So there are several situations to the conversation, and I'd like to get your thoughts. How do we, first of all, do you think the chairman of the youth body should be neutral? One, and if you say yes, how do we get to that point of neutrality, given how much political interest we, the people of River State, have? Think about it from that angle. So I'm going to go to the phone lines now. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Remember, we have Clifford Solomon on the line, and we've been talking. But let's read some messages. And this one says, what kind of neutrality is Clifford talking about? For that Ihuo is heading an organization does not take away its fundamental right of free speech. Chijoke can speak of the position of the organization in a state in burning. Okay. Chijoke can speak of the position of the organization in a state in burning political crisis. So I don't see what's wrong with that. Clifford, your idea of neutrality is not in tandem with the emerging political reality of River State. You said you are holier than thou. DK with that one. This one says, in the NYCN, there are Christians, there are Muslims and pagans. Is your guest saying that because Ambassador Chijoke should be neutral? Because I don't get that point. Maybe you should ask your question well. But you earlier said National Youth Council of Nigeria is a body of all Nigerian youths. Facts. And going with that fact and the conversation on ground, it will prompt me to ask, who then are we clamoring for to be given chances in the government if members of NYCN are not permitted to be card carriers of political parties. How will the youths then get involved in governance? Good question. It says every youth organization are members of one political parties or the other. When it is political period, everyone is allowed to support their political parties. And when it is youth organization activities, everyone keep away political parties and come together to front the youth body. Your guest should know this and know peace. When it doesn't favor you today, it is wrong. Lady V with that one. Let's go to I'm wondering why they have not picked the calls, but I'm really waiting for the calls now. Let's see. This one says, hard facts at Mr. Batbo. It doesn't lie in the mouth of your guest to cry foul on the political activities of Ambassador Chijioke Unwon now. Doing so will make him sound hypocritical. This same Chijioke has been active politically in favor of Governor Wike for 8 years without your guest raising an eyebrow. It is now that Ambassador Chijioke has switched to support to Governor Fubara that your guest will suddenly wake up from his long slumber. I advise your guest to remain in a slumber because it is too late in the day for him to cry. Benem Mak Opoko, Kana, local government area, Rivers State. I hope you're taking notes, some of the comments by listeners. We'll get back to you shortly. I'm talking to you, Clifford Solomon. We'll get back to you shortly. Let's listen to Azunda from Ngoshimini. Azunda, welcome.
Yeah, good sir.
Yeah, welcome.
I think for me it is very, very glaring and very clear that the young man has involved himself so much in the politics that has been going on.
Okay.
I think for me the best way he should go about it is for him to remain very neutral. Anything that the constitution concerning NYCN spells out, he should be able to follow it. For now, for me, I will suggest he take a vow.
Okay.
We are all aware how he has been moving from word to word, making all manner of statements. So, for me, let him take a vow because it should not be being such because he has been, all of his activities are so exciting. Making an exciting statement.
Okay.
Which is not advisable.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
So
I've got.
Let him take a bow.
All right. I have Udochukwu from Eche. Udochukwu, welcome. What is on your mind, please? Tell me quickly.
Thank you, Kalada. Good evening.
Yeah. Greetings to you.
Kalada, Chijioke Unwon is not a bad man because he's no longer working with the chief NYCN. I am a member of the National Youth Council of the DHRD chapter. Chijioke Unwon is our chairman. Now that we have rise against the Minister of SPP, Chijioke Unwon is not a politician. But then that we are working with former governor of Rivers State, NYCN, Chijioke Unwon was not partisan. What I want to tell you is that the youth of Rivers State, to whom Chijioke Unwon is leading, they are fully in support of Chijioke Unwon.
Okay.
Nobody can remove him because none of them elected him there. There was passion when NYCN was governor of Rivers State and Chijioke Unwon was the deputy governor, a chairman of the National Youth Council of Nigeria. But today, the youth, not only Chijioke Unwon, the youth of Rivers State said, no, who brought this man for us? And we are in support of the local youth. I can remember, I don't know if you can remember during the campaign what happened in the Polytechnic, Chief Primary Polytechnic. I don't know if you can remember. It's Chief Onyesa Wike that mobilized the whole
No. Let's not do that on the show. You don't have proof to that.
Okay.
Do you have proof to that? Anyways, thank you very much. Okay. Moving on. Isaiah from Buguma, welcome. What is on your mind? Please tell me.
Yes, Lada, good evening.
Yeah, greetings to you.
I've heard it several times. In democracy, the youth are the active players. But even the Clifford Solomon himself is not free from politics. Every man, no man set by God is absolutely free from politics. We are all politically designed. And some of us, if we even believe or think that Clifford Solomon also now is being used by any political individual or a political party.
That's an allegation. We don't have proof to that, even though it's on the show.
No,
yeah.
I say some of us may allege or assume that. Now, just like those people and Solomon, that without what people doing what he's doing, he cannot just go to the government and begin to throw jobs to the youth of River State in other states. So it is like a give and take it. He will give his own back. He will be asked to use the youth to give their own back to the government. But the government also to give back to the youth. So this is just a two-way thing. So
all right.
Think, thank God that you also told us that why is it so important if you want to learn at the national level, but at the state level, is duly recognized by the state government. So there is nothing to worry or to bother about.
Okay.
And you remember, this is what also played out for the last election. The NF between the and this. And of told this, and the law had anyone.
All right, Isaiah, I've got to go. I've got to go. Okay. Isaiah George, thank you very much. I've got to go. Let's read some more messages. This one says, my brother Khaled, I want to thank you for your patience. Okay. I get your point. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Bryce. But let's not do that. Let's say this one. It says the National Youth Council of Nigeria (NYCN) is one of their national meetings in Port Harcourt made it clear that Chijioke Ihuo is an impostor right from the time of former Governor Wike, that he was being used against the authentic elected Bani Wisabari to do their yeoman job from Doom Winner. All right, Doom, thank you. Let's take this one. Hector, the people accusing Chijioke of playing partisan politics, where were they since 2015, and when did they come to the disagreement that he is not supposed to be involved in partisan politics? Chijioke has been involved in partisan politics since 2015, and he has been supporting the ruling PDP government in the state, and this is one of the reasons he had a rift with Ambassador Sukubo. So why are people now complaining? Hector is asking. We do have a commercial break. When we come back, we'll take the final words of our guest, Clifford Solomon, and we'll say our goodbyes. Do stay tuned, please.
You are tuned in to 92.9